As a mother, you don't want to have to worry about this bill is coming, but then she needs this chemo. That's a decision you shouldn't have to make.
At St. Jude, a family never sees a bill at all, not one bill. It's like the world has been lifted off of your shoulders.
The treatment doesn't get any better than what you receive at St. Jude. It saved my life. It saved my daughter's life. It saved our family.
Hey, this is Ariana Grande.
What's up, everybody? I'm Bozzy. This is Calvin Harris.
This is Camila Cabello.
Hey, I'm Dua Lipa.
Hey, guys, I'm Halsey.
Hey, what's up? It's Lau.
Hey, everyone.
This is Selena.
It's Selena.
This is Shawn Mendes.
Hey, it's Taylor Swift.
This is Zed.
This is K-Joy.
This is Vincent R.
What's up, guys? Twitch and Scratch. You're listening to DaBooth312 on WIIT 88.9 FM in Chicago.
And this is Fresh.
What a fine day to play 9 holes.
Oh, tap the brakes, pal. Your head says yes. Your bad hip says not so fast.
Come on, a little exercise, some fresh air.
Your hip needs fresh air? Really? Dude, what your hip needs is a fresh hip.
Is your body holding you back?
Let's see. I think I'll fix some spaghetti tonight.
Now, how you gonna open that jar when your wrist is too sore to turn a doorknob?
Ouch! Why are these lids always screwed on so tight?
Put down the jar, pick up the phone, and call for a pizza.
Your bones and joints can say no at any age, keeping you from doing the things you always used to do. Yet a lot of people in pain decide to fight for their mobility and regain their lives. To read their stories and find your own inspiration, visit anationinmotion.org, a public service message from the American Academy of Orthopedic Surgeons.
Reach the World Entertainment presents The Booth. Check us out every Sunday on WIIT 88.9 FM in Chicago, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. Download that free app, tune in, and get the best sounds of the underground with The Booth.
What's up, Chicago? Welcome to another episode of, as the stomach turn? The Booth Show. What's up, guys? A lot of interesting things going on today. We got some cool stuff happening in the station, as usual. What's happening in politics, Ron?
Man, well, we had that nice retrial or trial number 2 with the House Senate Committee and the lawyer of number 45, and basically he said that he was told to lie about the Russian collusion. He was told to lie about the payoffs. He was basically just throwing 45 under the 45, and he was just shooting them with all sorts of bullets. Just ping, 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 ping. And what was ironic, and you like that sound effect. I know you did. That's why you looked at it. But what's ironic is when the Republicans said that we're going to prove that Trump is not a racist. So they brought a black woman on to the stand who worked for Trump and said, now, do you think Mr. Trump's racist? Oh, no, I worked for Mr. Trump for all these years. And I'm sitting in there like, man, is her name whatever her name was? I was like, it should be Aunt Jemima, but you know, right. I was like, whoa, wait. So the new female,
Miss Trump been good to me.
He pays me well. He pays me real well.
He give me the feet with the chicken.
So
right.
And I met Colonel Sanders through him. No, anyway,
right.
They basically the female senator said, well, you know, that really doesn't prove that he has racial intentions or he's proves anything that he's not a bigot, but it's just amazing what's going on. And then, you know, he got really upset and he made some statements after saying that, you know, I love this country so much and I'm doing great things for this country. And I'm like, I've yet to see it, bro. But, you know, okay.
I like the one where he says he's done more for African Americans than Barack Obama.
But then he turned around and said that they're too stupid not to vote for him.
Right.
So,
right. Yeah.
Oxymoron.
But let's talk about stupid then. You know, what was his statement on Twitter? He's like, you know, he's talking about how he wants more things made in America. And, you know, he just purchased a new TV for his home. And, you know, in the White House, and it was made in antenna.
Antenna, huh?
Yeah, it was made in antenna, and he doesn't know where the heck that is.
I've never heard of antenna. I've heard of antenna, but I've never heard of antenna.
Right.
You know, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, moving on. So Jesse, is he innocent or guilty?
I'm gonna, you know, honestly, you go all that way, and you got these two gentlemen saying they were paid by him. So they basically turned code on the man.
And they got the canceled check to prove that he was paid by him. So
I mean,
but I don't think it was just on his own. I think his people
I never
him to
really
do it.
thought he planned that on his own.
Yeah,
No,
I think his managers told him, "Hey, you need to get out there more. You want to make more money? Then we got to get you out there more. More people need to know about you." So I think he was just coerced to say, "You need to do this." But if it goes wrong, you're on your own.
Well, with that, I mean, the season they're already writing him off of Empire.
Yeah.
So, you know, between him and R. Kelly, you know, it's just
You know, I'm kind of 50-50 on the R. Kelly thing. All of a sudden, you guys materialize with a video cassette tape, which really is inadmissible at this point. And you know, it's so much, you know. And then the whole Bill Cosby thing, and Bill Cosby's bringing out the documents that he says he was set up because he was trying to buy NBC, which I believe that.
I can believe it too.
I believe that, you know. But at the end of the day, man, it's a lot of tragic things going on, and we just know one thing: we can't go out for Subway at 2 a.m. So down on the north side. I mean, think about it, man. If I'm a star, why would I go out at 2 a.m.? Either I'm out cruising for something.
I'm hungry.
Right. Or why would I go out at 2 a.m. for a watery sandwich that not even real meat? So I don't know. It just didn't make sense to me in the beginning when I very first heard it. And when I very first heard it, I said, he's lying. That just doesn't sound right. But anyway, we got Gene Hunt in the studio today. You know, Gene's with us, trying to let him get some of his tea down and all that. But, you know, Gene's been inducted into the Hot Mix 5, which a lot of you guys I know already know, and some of you guys don't know. You know, we grew up listening to the Hot Mix 5, and Hot Mix 5, I still say, despite it all, influenced the nation of DJs, you know, at least here in Chicago. Mm-hmm. They influenced me, you know, listening to Kenny and Mickey and Ralphie and Farley and stuff. You know, they were our heroes, you know. And, you know, we're also, Rob, you know, we were talking about that, celebrating. I shouldn't say celebrating, but yeah, we can call it a celebration.
Remembrance.
Yeah, celebrating remembrance
memory.
of Ron Hardy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Gene was very close to him. I was very close to him. So, you know, shout out to Ron Hardy. I believe we would have a whole different scenario today if he was still alive. And, you know, people say, well, how come they'll never give that much love to Ronnie? I said, well, you know, Ronnie passed years and years before Frankie, so you can kind of understand. But we keeping Ronnie on the surface, man, because he was a great influence to me. And, man, he mentored me all the way up until, you know, he went, you know, his family took him back home. So great guy, you know, miss him to death. Gene, what's up, bro?
What's going on?
Tell us what's happening. What you got going now? You got a lot of big news for us.
Well, for starters, the website should be right upon completion. I would say by the end of the month we'll be launching MrGeneHunt.com.
Okay.
And what it is, it's going to consist of my catalog of stuff that's been out to be available for downloads, and then also the 2 albums that's being worked on.
Mm-hmm.
You can do pre-orders on one of the albums. The other album's not going to be coming out. It's called Renaissance. It won't be hitting until like right around ADD time in Amsterdam.
Okay.
So we're going to do that one like later on in the fall. But the new one that's about to get ready to drop is called Dad's Toolbox. And basically it's a concept. My daughter did a concept of a drawing.
Mm-hmm.
And it was Daddy-Daughter Day.
Mm-hmm.
So she made this, like this big thing. Like this big old, she had hammers and screwdrivers, and she did it on construction paper.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought the concept would be cool. So what I did was I used that as the album cover. And it's called Dad's Toolbox. And it's just basically a lot of DJ essentials. Stuff that I did back in the days, like old nostalgic stuff that's off the reel-to-reels and stuff like that, versus the new stuff that's coming out as well. So it's like it's going to be a double CD, and it's going to have just a variation of different DJ tools for guys. So
you making that available exclusively on your site? Or
it's going to be exclusively on the site. You can't go to Beatport and Track Source and all that stuff. You got to come
so
straight to the
they can't
website.
go there to buy stems and all that good
right.
stuff. Yeah,
exactly. So
all right.
Yeah. So besides that, just working on the new G Sticks. 2019 G Sticks that I'm working with as well, and got a couple things that's dropping on a label called Barek in Croatia, and got some stuff coming out on Rush Hour in Amsterdam. So it's primarily just putting out about maybe 2 or 3 EPs, and then I'll just start dropping all the stuff.
Now you say you were doing stuff with Terry as well?
Yeah.
Terry Hunter, guys, what we're speaking of. So we talk like we're talking on the phone. But yeah, Terry Hunter. So I know you're doing some things with him coming up very soon, and nice projects and stuff like that. Terry has a hot label. The other thing I wanted to bring up too, man. I mean, how you feel being a member of the legendary Hot Mix 5 now? I mean, is it? I mean, because we grew up listening to them boys,
Yeah. Well, not to mention it's a blessing and it's an honor, but at the same time, I can just think about when I was young, I used to listen to them on the radio, and to be a part of something, of that magnitude. I mean, it's an absolute, it's an absolute honor. I would have never anticipated a day in my life that would, come to this part of my life right now. But it's a good accessory that goes with all the other things that I'm doing. I mean, listening to. Unfortunately, they don't have the radio anymore, but it still has the name and it still has the brand that's associated. So I look at it as an accessory that goes with all the other things that I'm doing. I mean, it's a good assessment tool. So we not too many with the fellas and
hanging out with the guys we came up with.
Exactly.
The whole and you brought up something very key. I mean, what would it take? I mean, we've been trying in different groups and different people have been trying to push house music in Chicago back into the mainstream of the FM. Why do you think it's such a struggle now?
Well, for some reason, it's ironic that Chicago is the mecca of house music, but it's also strange that we don't have a station that just embraces it.
We do.
It's like
we do.
Yeah. So that's why guys like yourselves and like a couple of other stations enforce the issue, because for some strange reason, some of the main stations may have certain things, but it doesn't give a true identity to house music. Stuff that you guys are doing, for example, it gives it a presence, it gives it an identity. And I think we need more of that. Like when you go to London, you hear house music in the airport. You hear it everywhere. It's all day, 24 hours a day. We need a house music station every day.
You hear it in Japan airports
every day,
too.
all day.
Yeah, I agree.
So if it's any events that are going on in the city per se, you can win tickets to the house mix show that's going to be at the blah 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 or this or that. I think it needs to be. I think we need a station here, somewhere where we can reprogram and re-assimilate the sound. Obviously, that's how we grew up on it, but it doesn't create a timeline for it to have a continuum. And what I mean by that is, my kids love house music, but they're not coming out to the parties. Like these new kids need to be, like this next generation needs to be able to cultivate themselves into the next phase of house music, so that way it can be a continuum. If I was being a lot older, it's just like our generation, but it should have went somewhere beyond in the front of that, so that way it could have been so much of a continuation of it going through. So it just needs to be influenced, and doing things of this nature of what we're doing right now is a process of us trying to get reestablished and influenced, because a lot of people are not aware of the sound, but once they hear it, they're devastated by it. And it's like,
always
what's that? And then you think a lot of people, yeah, I used to go to those parties back in the day, and like, Mom, I'm 20-something years old or whatever. Yeah, I didn't know who Gene Hunt is. I used to go to the parties and blah, 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 and this and that. So it needs to be passed. It needs to be passed on. It needs to be somewhat circulated, so that way it has some symbolism of it not only being notarized as Chicago being the mecca of house music, but it also needs to be enforced. And what I mean by that, all races, all colors, all creeds, it needs to be more of an integrated situation. You can go to V103 or you can go to 106 or one of those stations and they'll play little spurs of house music or whatever the case, but we need something like all day.
Well, I think part of it is the Good Old Boy Network. I mean, Clear Channel doesn't have a clear control over house music and its entertainers, and the ones that they do, they're more into the EDM side of it, which is not totally the traditional house sound. So, I mean, I know when Clear Channel hit, all the stations that were under Clear Channel got totally wiped it. Mm-hmm. And just that whole power struggle with all the different, that whole controversy with even Clear Channel being affiliated with some of these major labels, and all of a sudden now the only thing you're playing is their music, but oh no, we have no connection with them. That's a whole different situation, right? So I think that has a lot to do with it as well, and I applaud the indie channels, that are, Crawford Broadcasting, stuff like that, which I think would be your 106s and your Power 92s and stuff like that would fall under Crawford. But again, because hip hop has the surge, and we have footwork music and twerking sounds and everything that the kids are really into. I mean, we do a lot of youth events now. We do one almost every month religiously, and we're breaking in bits and pieces of house music into their repertoire, of them listening, and they're like, hey, we didn't know that was a house song, So, I mean, I think that's what helps when you can kind of bring it all together. But we got a treat for Gene today. Gene is going to spin for us today. We got to get that hooked up for you, of course. So you're going to be spinning some of your music off of each album that you're working on, or a specific album?
Well, basically what I'm going to do, I'm going to do it randomly. Some of the stuff that I'm going to play are going to be selections that are going to be able to be, you can be able to purchase and download once the website is up, which will probably be in the next 3 weeks or so. I'll make it official, make an announcement, obviously, on social media. But some of this material is from my catalog, and some of the material is from the new album that's going to come out, which is Dad's Toolbox. So I'm giving you a little sample of that, and then I'm going to play a couple off of the Renaissance album that will be coming out later on in the fall. So it kind of gives you a taste of both, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a label merger with Terry Hunter. So it's going to be Tease Box / Jack and the Hunt.
See, y'all heard it here. Say it again.
So it's going to be a label merger. So actually, Terry going to show me the ropes, and basically, we were kids, we were always talking about this. So now it's going to switch over now. So now he can take me up in his wing and school me and show me how to do what he's done. And he's done a remarkable job with Tease Box and Tease Crates. And I just think it would be a great fit. And, by him being in the Chosen Few, by me being in the Hot Mix 5, it kind of gives it an allied presence. It shows balance. It's going to show growth and inspiration. And I think that I'm looking forward to his accomplishments and the things that he's accomplished. I'm extremely proud of him in reference to that, and giving me this opportunity to be able to showcase my material based on what he's established. So I'm looking forward to that. So we got a single that is going to it's going to come out first on Tease Box, just to give everybody a sample of the merger, and then we just going to come with it. I'm just going to come full throttle with it. So.
Yeah, right. Tease them and drop the beast. I got you.
Exactly. So I haven't produced an album maybe in a couple of years or so. So I just figured, let me just do 3 of them, just to get back asserted, get back in the rhythm. So I'm just looking forward to it. So I figured, why not treat you guys and showcase it?
Appreciate it, man. We're glad to get the exclusive.
We go from there with it.
You got to give us one of your favorite. I had to do it. Rob maybe do it. Give me one of your favorite Ron Hardy stories. I gave mine from Sawyer, so it's your turn.
Wow, let me look in my folder, because there's quite a few of those. Okay, One time I was playing at the racquetball club. I can't tell you the date. That was a long time ago. It had to be like maybe early 90s. And Terrence Hardison gave me and Ronnie these cell phones. This is when the cell phone used to be in the bag.
Right.
And the cell phone, you had to walk around with the big with the bag.
Shoulder,
yeah. So he gave Ron one. He gave me one. So of course, you had the big bag, and it still had it still had like the wire. It still had the wire on the phone. It wasn't like really a cell phone. It still kind of had the wire on it. So I was playing at the athletic club. So Ron was up north at AKAs, and me and Tyree was playing at AKAs one night. So Ron called me. He said, "Oh, Gene, where are you?" And I'm like, "I'm just leaving the racquetball club. Would you please hurry up and get here because I'm trying to dance. Tyree is killing me right now." I'm like, "What is he doing something bad?" He's like, "No, you're not doing nothing bad, but Junior, you're supposed to be here." Blah, blah, blah. I said, "But I was closing. I'm closing. It's gonna take me a minute." He said, "Are you on Lakeshore Drive right now?" I said, "Yeah, I'm on Lakeshore Drive right now." He said, "Well, drive faster. Hurry up and get here. So I'm ready to dance." So when I finally got there, he's like, "You took long enough." He just went over in the speaker and just got his groove on by himself and just started dancing by himself in the speaker. It was completely amazing to me because he called me looking for me to come to a party because he just wanted to relax and get his groove on. So he just went over there in the corner and just started dancing. So I guess Tyree must have been playing something that was a little bit hard for him, and it was like, you just sitting there like, "Okay, come on. Hurry up and get here, I was like, "Does Tyree sound bad?" He said, "No, it don't sound bad. He don't sound bad. He's just playing stuff that's just a little bit unordinary for me." So I'm waiting on you to get here. So it just kind of gave me that warm feeling. It's just like my big brother, He come stay at my house. He would take me to school. And certain nights I would go hang out with Frankie at the Riviera. I'm like 16, 17 years old at the time, maybe. And, I would party with Frankie and hang out. And, Frankie was like, "Here, have a drink." And I'm like, "What's this?" "Boy, don't worry about it. Just drink it." I'm like, "What is it?" That's about 15, 20 minutes later, I'm like, "Hello, everybody."
It's a party.
Well, I got to go to school the next morning, I got to go to school the next morning. So Ron would stay at my house. He was sitting in the front room, so he was very, family orientated. So he'd have a little 2-liter of Coke, and then he'd be like, "Are you sure you want to do this?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, I'm just going to go out and hang out with Frankie, blah, 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 blah." So Frankie would give me music. I'd drop him back off at the Charlie Club because that's where we stayed when he was here. And I'll come to the house, I'm a little tipsy, but I got class tomorrow. I got an 8:30 class. And I'm like, "Yeah, I can handle it. I'm young. I'm fine." Well, it didn't sometimes didn't pan out the way that I had it planned. But at the same time, it was an experience, So, Frankie would give me music, tell Ronnie I said hello. And he would always give me instructions. Give it to this person. Don't give it to that person. Give it to this person. I'm not saying names. But he would just say, he would always be like, give me exclusive stuff. He said, make sure you give it to Ron. So that morning, Ron wanted to use the trucks. He was like, I'm going to drop you off at school. He said, you don't look so well. You must have had a good time. Because Ron was very sarcastic.
Yes.
He's a tourist. So he was like, real sarcastic. He's like, little brother, you look a little tired. You gonna be okay today? I'm like, yeah, I'm going to be fine. Oh my God. By third or fourth period, everything wore off. And I was like, oh, I can't wait till this day is over. But thank God I was, I was sort of a smart person. So I had study halls the rest of from 6th to 9th period, I had study halls. So I just went to study hall.
And just crashed.
Out. I woke up, my face was stuck to the desk. I'm like, oh my God. So when he came pick me up, see, I told you. So yeah, he said, when you hang out with them, it's for real. Little Louis would be we'll all be at the Riviera on Sundays because Frankie had a residency there. Me's Craig Loftus, everybody, Robert Owens, Larry, everybody would just be there. So it was kind of like the night where we all got together and collectively had our brotherhood. We would just all get together and we would just all relax and just enjoy Frankie playing music. So, and I was the young one out the bunch. So it was an interesting experience. But yeah, I'm like, all right, well, since you're tired, why don't you finish doing your homework? And I started editing on the stuff on the real. So I would come in, he showed me how to splice tape. So I would have to finish like stuff we would work on. We were working on stuff and he'll start working on it, but then I had to come finish. So it was the difference between the two was one would always push me, which was Ron. He was always the indifferent one. And then Frankie was spoiled on me. He always be like, oh, here you go. Oh, relax, don't worry about it. So I think they were in cahoots. I think they would be on the phone, but like, you push him harder, and then I'm gonna let him rest up, and then you push him harder, and then I'm gonna let him rest up.
Right.
But then it got to a point to where it's like, I asked him one day. I said, "Ron, can I ask you something? It's real serious." He's like, "Yeah, you guys." I said, "Why you be so rough on me like that?" He said, "Because I want to make a better me." And when he said that, it just, not only was it overwhelming or devastating, he said, "It's something about you that's different from all the other guys that are out that's playing. I see something different in you." And then Frankie said the same thing. And then at that time, I didn't really absorb it. But at the place where I'm at now in my life, I understand exactly what they both were trying to tell me. So now I'm trying to put things into full force and execute what was taught to me, but not only be able to put it back into people, but the spirit of giving and being able to cultivate and be an inspiration is something that means more to me than to totally dismiss the facts of having an ego. It makes you stronger to be more of a giver than a taker. So that's primarily been my objective, and it's my trademark of what I live by. I just want to be an inspiration. I want to be able to teach, and I want to be able to just be a lot more creative with my sound and just be more outspoken as possible without conflict or political aspects as we have now in our industry. That a little bit endearing, but I like to pull the popcorn out on that one too. I just sit back and I just watch the show. Obviously, on those situations, I don't indulge or engage. I don't think that it's necessary to, but sometimes it can be quite entertaining.
Yeah, I know, and I have to engage sometimes because it gets so ridiculous. But we're going to let you get ready to spin, and we're going to hit these commercials, pay these bills, we're overtime. So, Rob, you got anything else?
No, it's all said and done.
Yeah.
Well, I would like to say...
I like that chain, by the way.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I would like to say thank you for coming back to the show. I know you were here a while back.
Thanks for having me back.
And you've been a good friend of mine, and as well as a mentor as well. This is for everybody out there. It was an honor to be trying to get. It didn't work out, but I was trying to. The story behind it, I was trying to get Gene Hunt to come to Baltimore and play with my partner and I, John Johnson, and doing a House Grooves set in Baltimore.
I remember that.
And it was awesome. Not just to talk to you on the phone and say, well, I didn't know nothing about this, which that's a whole different other ball game. But the fact that Gene Hunt, for those that don't know, Gene Hunt has a following all over the place. Not just in Chicago. He's not just known in Chicago, but he's known all over the place. And there were people that were hitting me up in the inbox. Are you sure you got Gene Hunt coming to your party? He's playing? And we're like, well, that was, it was a miscommunication thing. But the fact that it opened my eyes to this world that we're in now. Like, man, here's a brother that is from the same area of Chicago I'm from.
Mm-hmm.
We're around the same age. You've been DJing much longer and producing much longer than me, but the recognition that you receive, and that's something that, and you're not one of those people that hit your plateau and say, okay, I'm good. You're still striving. So I take my hat off to you. I've been a supporter of you when you went over to Europe the first time, your second time, and I'm just like, man, when we talk here in the studio and we talk about, DJs trying to make their name, I think of you. So, thank you for, like I said, coming back to the show. You're a very approachable person, and if you didn't know, Gene Hunt's one of the coolest people I know. I mean, next to the preacher and Rob Waite here. But I've met some top name DJs that even if you come to them professionally, they look down on you. I'm not gonna throw no names out there, but yeah, there's some people that just feel that their stuff is so high that you're just a little pawn, and you've never given that off. So thank you for being who you are.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate that.
And
there's one thing I do want to say though. When you formulate the word ego, you know that it has you know what it is, you know what it's about. But if you look at the initials, when you have an ego, you're edging God out. Nice. And you don't understand the concept of what's there. you feel this way and you have your mantra way or whatever, but deep down inside your heart, you know that it's not as organic, as pure as God touching it. So for those that have an ego, you might want to get a sticky note and stick it on your forehead.
Right. Unless you're atheist, huh?
All right, guys, stick around right here. We're going to play a little more tracks for you. All Chicago tracks being played. Stick around to DaBooth312. When we come back, we're going to have that live mix by the master himself, Gene Hunt, throwing down right here. So stick around for some more on DaBooth312.
Hi, I'm Judith Light, and I'm here for my flu shot. Did you know there's an option for people 65 and older? Flu season is here, and people 65 and older need to ask about the vaccine made specifically for our age. Flu vaccination is especially important for people with chronic conditions like diabetes and heart disease, which can worsen with the flu. Visit the National Council on Aging at ncoa.org/flu to learn more and talk to your doctor about vaccine options for people 65 and older.
Hey, this is Ariana Grande.
What's up, everybody? I'm Bozzy. This is Calvin Harris.
This is Camila Cabello.
Hey, I'm Dua Lipa.
Hey guys, I'm Halsey.
Hey, what's up? It's Loud.
Hey everyone.
This is Salada.
It's Selena.
This is Shawn Mendes.
Hey, it's Taylor Swift.
This is Zed.
This is K-Joy.
This is Vincent R. What's up, guys? Twitch and Scratch. You're listening to Booth 312 on WIIT 88.9 FM in Chicago.
And this is Fresh.
Pain or no pain, your wisdom teeth should be checked every year. If wisdom teeth come in properly and meet the right conditions, they are generally safe to keep. But left unchecked, they can put you at risk for gum disease, tooth decay, and damage to adjacent teeth. Some wisdom teeth grow in at such an angle that they never break through the gum, which can lead to tooth decay, gum disease, cysts, and tumors. These impacted teeth can only be seen on x-rays, so the damage they may cause can go undetected if they are not checked by a dental professional. Some people just don't have enough room for another tooth in their mouth, so their wisdom teeth can affect adjacent teeth when they come in. This can make it difficult to chew, difficult to keep them all clean, and misalign your teeth. Not all wisdom teeth need to be removed, but they all do need to be monitored by an oral and maxillofacial surgeon. Find a surgeon near you for a complete examination. If your wisdom teeth do need to be removed, the procedure can be done in an office setting with minimal post-operative pain and swelling. Remember, pain or no pain, your wisdom teeth should be checked every year. Find your local oral and maxillofacial surgeon at myoms.org.
Reaching the World Entertainment presents The Booth. Check us out every Sunday on WIIT 88.9 FM in Chicago, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. Download that free app, tune in, and get the best sounds of the underground with The Booth.
Tell me how we all began. Every now and then we all got to see the sunshine. We gon' party till the end. Grab a friend and together we'll see the sunshine. I remember way back when. Good times. Used to party way back then. Good times. Way back when. Going way back when. Going way back when. Good times. I'm searching just to find that time. Got to ease my mind. I'm working. Let your body I'm searching just to find the time. Got to ease my mind. I'm working. Let your body move, get into the groove. Take me back through the days in my mind. We got moves and we're having good times. We got the disco hanging out to the end. Reminiscing about the way we were then. Going way back when. Going way back when. Going way back when. Hey, yeah. Take me back through the days in the mind. We got goods and we're having good times. We got the disco hanging out to the end. Reminiscing about the way we were then. Going way back when. Going way back when. Going way back when. Good times. Way back when. Way back Good time. Good time. I say I'm searching just to find the time. Got to ease my mind. I'm working. Let your body move, get into the groove. Take me back through the days in my mind. We got moves and we're having good times. We got the disco hanging out to the end. Reminiscing about the way we were then. Going way back when. Take me, take me, take me. Take me,
Calvin Harris.
This is Camila Cabello.
Hey, I'm Dua Lipa.
Hey guys, I'm Halsey.
Hey, what's up? It's Loud.
Hey everyone.
This is Salade.
It's Selena.
This is Shawn Mendes.
Hey, it's Taylor Swift.
This is Zed.
This is K-Joy.
This is Vincent R. What's up, guys? Twitch and Scratch. You're listening to Booth 312 on WIIT 88.9 FM Chicago.
And this is Fresh.
Hey, welcome back, guys. Welcome back. All right, if you guys just tuning in right now, you just heard that live mix by DJ. Or let me say it right. Let's say it's Mr. Gene Hunt. All right, guys. Hopefully you're having a good day today. I know we're having a great day here in the studio. Derek, what else you got going on for us, brother? Yeah.
What else I got going on for you? Nothing for free.
Oh, they got paid for all that now.
Right.
Okay.
Nothing for free.
Mhm.
But anyway, just got the mix with Gene Hunt, man. He wants to talk about a couple of things. He's going to be playing in Millennium Park, correct?
Yes, sir.
Gotta get his mic up.
We are having May 23rd through the 25th. We will be doing I think it's our third one, if I'm not mistaken. The Chicago Music Conference. Finally.
Correct.
It's going to be in Millennium Park. So we got some pretty cool talent coming out. I know I'm going to be accompanied by real people that's coming from England. And Tony Humphreys will also be here from New Jersey. So it's going to be a lot of talent, obviously. I don't want to spoil the fun or nothing, but it's going to be a nice conference. It's going to be from May 23rd through the 25th. So I think that's Labor Day weekend, if I'm not mistaken. So buckle your seatbelts. We're going to be in Millennium Park, and there will be after parties to follow. But I'm pretty sure on social media you guys will see posts. So look forward to that.
Yeah, and that's one of the good loves. I'm glad Millennium Park is doing that for house music, and got to send a shout out to the Chicago Cultural Center, for making that happen for Chicago. So we got those events happening, of course, and the Chosen Fuse in July, and then in August it's the Music Alliance Festival, and 1st of June we got the Montrose Beach Bash. So we got a lot of parties, and then we having a Music Alliance block party. So it's a lot of different things. And what else we got coming up? What is that? Oh, the reunion party for the promoters, all the house promoters back in the day. So we're having that has turned into an annual picnic. So we'll be doing a reunion party. It usually falls around early September, mid-September. So look for that. We will be jamming out in, of course, Daily Plaza this year. So look for us in Daily Plaza. Go to www.musicalliancefestival.org and you'll see all the different dates, and more dates will continuously be added. For guys that want to be a part of the festival, there's a link on the main page that says become a part of us or be a part of us. Vendors, there's a section for vendors there and all that good stuff. So any DJs that's still interested, you're instructed to go to the website. That's www.musicalliancefestival.org, and get it in. Gene, I forgot to mention, Gene is also, people don't know, he's a school teacher.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, nursing has been one of my fine suits, man. I love children. They've always been an inspiration to me. So, yeah, that's what I do. That's it offsets my musical thing per se. So I do pre-K and kindergarten. I think I'm going to go back to school and go ahead and get my degree so I can do first grade too. But it's just something that offsets me. I like to be a nurturer. I love children. I adore them, and they're pure-spirited individuals. So when I'm out at the clubs and the weekend and having fun and partying, they purify me and keep me on my toes during the week. So some days I come in from doing gigs and they're like, hey, Mr. Eugene, how you doing today? And I'm not so good. But they find ways to motivate me. But over and all, though, yeah, I love my job.
Yeah, I hear you.
It definitely separates the norm of what people are used to seeing me doing and accustomed to me doing. So, yeah, that's what I like to do. I nurture.
There it is.
Yes, sir.
So going back, we were talking about a lot of different things that I'm not going to get into again today. We talked about the Chicago house music culture, and the politics of house music, which is always going to be. I mean, anytime you have a large generation of hundreds and hundreds of DJs, people bound to step on some people's toes, and promoters are bound to step on each other's toes because everybody's trying to dance in the same pond. So again, y'all, let's be careful with the hate. Let's show more love, and again, be about doing your own projects and your own things. That also helps out quite a bit, and being respectful of what everybody's doing. And sometimes it's going to happen. You're going to have events and things that fall on the same day as other people's stuff. That's inevitable sometimes, so don't always take that personal. Moving up, so we were talking about the transitions of music earlier, getting into, bringing the youth into that. So what we're thinking about doing, we're getting ready to start running some music contests for youth. So these guys can give us, what would be the right word, their version of what they feel or their take is on house music. So we're working on that project right now, for inspiring up and coming, wannabe producers that are, 16, 17, 18, 19, years old or whatever. And we would be very interested in hearing their concepts and what they come up with. I mean, because there's an evolution in house. House is constantly growing and changing. So that's just one of the
South Side Chicago that.
Yeah. Well, okay, here we go. See, I was trying to stay away from that.
I didn't say nothing. I kept my
I was trying to stay away from that. I'm eating my cookie now.
Southwest side, but
I'm eating my little healthy cookie.
I swear to God, like it doesn't change. It's not supposed to change, and everything's supposed to stay,
and I'm just going to say this and put it to rest. I mean, everybody likes the different genres of house. You got the ones that like the old school, and that's all they want to hear is old school. You got the ones that like newer house. You got the people that like, more. They have a bigger, broader view to house music, and I respect everybody. I respect the DJs that play for the crowds that they are successful with. So I'm not going to knock any DJ. If you like playing old school, play old school. Play if that's your stick. Play what you like to play.
But see, that's the DJ. We're not talking about the DJ. We're talking about the people who listen to house music. We're talking about the actual listeners.
But what did I just say? I said the DJs that play for the crowd. If you are playing for the crowd and that crowd is not accepting newer house music, if you want to have everybody sit down on you, you're gonna just play what you want to play, and everybody ain't gonna come and see you play.
And I've seen that. I've seen guys to the point where they just said, you know what? They don't have to like it. I like it. They'll keep playing it, try to force it down people's throats.
That's an old school additive in itself, too, because in the old school days, that's what was done. As we've talked about here numerous times, people were force-fed songs over and over again, whether they liked it or not. They came to like it after a while. Next thing you know, they love it. And we've seen those memes that come up about you play somebody's favorite song 2 weeks later, but today it's the worst song ever, and then 2 weeks later, everybody loves that song.
That's how Hey Hey was. Yeah. I mean, it took. I don't understand how the population went with Hey Hey when Dennis Ferrer put it out. Nobody, when I played it, nobody wanted to hear it. What is that?
Which he'll be here in a couple of weeks.
Yeah,
he'll be in Chicago in a couple of weeks.
Yeah. Oh, Dennis. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, cool.
Now, you're right. And I remember our mutual friend, DJ Fantasy, was down at the Daily Center, played Hey Hey, and there were people leaving comments saying, she down here playing Hey Hey. And I was like, and what's wrong with that? It depends on who's listening and, how it rubs them, I still throw that number one thing out there. Like, I think that house music DJs, like the pioneers, should be introducing the crowd to new music, which Rob was going into. I totally agree with that that platform, that premise. I think that's what the DJs are supposed to do, is introduce the crowd to something new, and they should, embrace it. However, if that crowd, it comes down to the crowd's going to dictate what they want. If the crowd is sitting there saying, I want to hear the the old school stuff, like Teddy Pendergrass, what are you going to do? You can play it, and you're going to have everybody sitting down on you. So then you're not going to get booked anymore to be able to showcase what you can do. So you are, once again, a slave to the crowd in many senses.
Again, I'm for whatever type of music. I like all genres of music, and I wish we can all come together. And everybody doesn't respect every type of music and every type of sound, and everybody's not respectful of every type of DJ, because I've seen it personally, and some guys have lived it. I've watched people treat DJs very badly, and not that they were bad DJs, it's just that they weren't playing the music that they liked or wanted to hear. And, you know, being representatives of Chicago and or just being Chicago people, I think that's just very disrespectful. As a whole, you don't necessarily have to like the music any particular DJ plays, but being nasty with them because of it is another thing. It has nothing to do with their skill. That's just their flavor. You know, it's a lot of people out here God forbid they want to hear that, but can't stand Louis Vega's style of playing. You know, and other people that grieves their spirit when somebody says that. So, you know, again, it just comes down to what you like. You know, some people don't like Hot Dennis Beer, some people don't like a jazzy, some people don't like a this one or that one. Everybody's got their own flavor, and everybody's not always on point every day. Sometimes you have bad days. But at any rate, getting back into things that we're doing and things that are coming up, I am working on, you know, getting more and more people out, you know, for if you're interested in the training courses for, you know, Ableton or Fruity Loops or Sonus, Studio One, Studio 4, or Reasons or whatever, let me know. Doing classes for those. I'm trying to finish up my studio. Changing my studio has been a work in progress. Oh my God. You know, thank God for my wife helping me out, man, because it was a beast. It was a beast. Moving everything and transferring everything, then spending all day from like the top 7 in the morning till midnight, you know, hooking up and connecting stuff and all of that was just like, oh my God, we're moving couches and chairs and we still haven't finished. I got to paint the room, then the sound reinforcement.
Aren't you supposed to paint it first before you start moving all the furniture?
That was my fault. So, yeah, that was my fault. Yeah.
Plugged everything up. And now you got to unplug backwards. Now you got to unplug everything.
Right.
This is how we do
it. Setting. Right. The whole time setting the cups and your feet up on the paint cans, wondering what's missing. What's missing? What did I forget? You know, then you look down and says, paint. You know. So yeah, but that's not a big thing. I told the wife I just got to move everything back. I got.
That's usually gonna paint around it, so you have all these curves and
paint. But the good thing was I didn't put up any sound reinforcement because, like I told Gene earlier on the phone, I said, had I put up the sound reinforcement and then had to take it all back down to paint, I would have just been like, you know what?
Forget it.
Leave it.
Yeah, you know, I got paint for sale, so you know, because I'm not gonna worry about it. But luckily, you know, that's gonna be the situation. I just go back and move stuff over and paint.
All right.
I'm reading down, sitting out low. Man, there's a lot of people on here. I can't say hi to all you guys, so I'm gonna just say hi. What's up, Corky Track Man? Who else is on here? Maurice King. Who else? Carmen Cheney. What's up, Carmen? What's up, girl? Lafayette Brown. Who else is on here? I can't see everybody. Alan Kane, not Alan King. Alan Kane. Daryl Hittemhard. Vanessa Smith. What's up, Vanessa?
Baltimore.
Yep, there she go. Ron Tinsley. Hey, I gotta send a shout out to Ron Tinsley.
Hey, what's
up, Robin? All right, Mike Magnificent Mikey says, what's up, Gene? Okay. So, you know, Mikey is one of those huge Hot Mix 5 fans, you know, because he came from that era. Now, that's something. Now, here's something that came up. I don't know if Gene want to address this or not. Who was I talking to about Keith Nunley? So, which was the divide with the Hot Mix 5 with where you have more the Caucasian and Latin community that follows them versus the African American that really followed them from like in the early 80s and then kind of transitioned into more of the underground. So, I mean, how are you feeling about that, Gene? Have you noticed that at all?
In reference to what the crowd, I mean, the crowd aspect
the
of the
crowd
house.
come out.
Well, you got to think about it. I mean, our group is it's very integrated. So it's like me and Farley are only African-American brothers, but then you got Edward Gisbrown, Crosby, and we're broke off into branches. So everybody solidifies a different aspect of not only their race, but their cultures. So it's very diversified. So we're able to fit all those pockets in reference to the different genres of people that we deal with. It makes it a little bit more versatile. I mean, Chosen Few is an Afro-American group on the South Side, and they specialize in how they network and how they do their thing. It's all the same thing at the end of the day. It's all in a nutshell. But it doesn't matter how it's solidified. Like, everybody has a different texture or how they patternize it. I go play parties for the Latins. I go play parties for everybody. So I mean, I'm not biased to any of it, and neither are the other guys. But at the same time, for some strange reason, when it was on the radio, like back in the days when we were younger, it seemed more to be just a little bit more diverse to it. I think that the Hispanic race had more of a vocal point towards the Hot Mix 5. And then on certain aspects, everybody picked and chose who they liked or who they didn't like. Well, I like how Scott Seals did it. You know, Scott Seals would be playing all the disco and the cool stuff. You're like, man, Scott got some records. You know, and then Ralphie will come on and he'll play his sides, and Mickey will play what he plays, and then Farley will play his stuff, and so forth. But everybody kind of had their own niches, but they also had their similarities as well. Everybody would just take, like, say for example, let me get a record like Not Love. Some of them were known for playing like it was a trademark record, and some of them didn't. Certain records, like Angel Eyes, for example, by Line. Some of them would be known for playing it, and some of them didn't. So like everybody respected each other's boundaries when it came down to certain records. You know, Ralphie always plays that one, or Farley plays this, or this and that. But at the same time, it was just open because it was music that was being educated in that time. Think about all that Italian disco and stuff that was coming from Italy and over in Europe, and how those records were broken. So we went to Loop Records, we went to imports and so forth. We would go in there with our cassette tapes, because you know you didn't did it. Right. Hey, Jesse, Stacy,
right.
What's this record right here? Oh, yeah, it's on the shelf over there on the right. So you would get educated by just pulling out some of those different import records. And the prices then were sweet too. So everybody would kind of get educated along, or going out and educating on the mainstream versus what you heard. That was the institution of, say for example, going to underground club and hearing Ronnie and Frankie play stuff that was unreleased or uncut. And that's how records were broken. Time of Jackson, Chip Houses, I mean, you know. Derek May and Kevin Saunderson used to come to the music box, and they would bring us like all the trance mat and rhythm is rhythm stuff. When they used to come from the Music Institute, they would give us the records, and we would break like Streams of Life. We would play those records, you know, and then the stuff would just come on.
Why is that a problem now today, breaking new records?
Well, it's not really a problem per se. It's kind of like they've made the game easier. It's like, you know, you go to Walmart and you go buy you like a blue shirt. It's kind of like a music Walmart now. Nobody digs. They don't go to find like source material, and you know, like some of the like per se like big DJs or big name DJs, whatever. We have access to stuff that's called exclusive stuff, where it's not. I mean, it's hard to get. If you can go to TrackSource, or you can go to Beatport or Bandcamp and all this other stuff, it's so easier now to do stuff. Back in the days, we didn't have internet. We didn't have all the good stuff. We didn't have CD players. We had tape decks and reel to reels. So we would have to record our stuff on reel to reels, or you know, somebody would make a track or whatever, and then we would play the stuff like that. But now everybody's spoiled to the game. You just get a laptop, you can go to TrackSource, you know, spend your $20, $40. You done bought your whole. You dig? It wasn't like that back then. You would have to dig and search, and it's like, oh man, I just played that. What you just played? Yeah, because everybody has the same market of where they're going, so it's just making everything a little bit more simplistic. Just like our cell phones. If you don't have an iPhone, then you got an Android, a smartphone or Android. It's making it so accessible to everything to do. So you have to go in, you have to work. You got to make stuff that separates you from everybody else. So like if you're a producer, what have you, You know, you making like stuff that's gonna make you sound different, because if everybody shop at the same place, everybody gonna wear the same clothes. Man, Derek, I just bought this same shirt you got on right now, man. Where you get it from? I got it from Walmart. Like, you know, like, yeah, so you have to get a little bit more creative now, because you have so much access to things, and it's very easy for you to get access to stuff. And that's what separates you from different people. Some people have their own exclusive stuff, and they're able to sell their material, or somebody makes tracks or what have you, and they'll give you stuff. Hey, Gene, man, go a couple things right here, man, some demos, play them for me. So then I'll play them out, and people ask me who made them, and then I'll tell them who made them, and then they'll go bug them. Hey, man, I heard Gene play, blah, blah. I'm not trying to blow the spot up, but I'm also giving them credit for their work and what they do, so that way people can understand it, and that gives them recognition. Now, if they want to do like your own volume series, it's like you got to go back to the basics, but you also have to stay in tune with what's going on currently right now. So you got to pretty much do a little bit of both, because, you know, social media, internet, and all the things of that nature, you still got to be able to do those things to keep yourself pushing. But then you also have like exclusive stuff where you can do your own thing as well. So it's always, you know, it's always a little bit yin and it's always a little bit of yang.
Yeah, and got to send a shout out to Stacy. Rest in peace. He passed some time ago, but Stacy was definitely one I go to. Sending out love to the Juan Tovar from JR Records. Cause
I think about Stacy when he was on the Apollo and he hit that note.
Right.
And the Sandman came out on him.
But you know, when I was with Track, Stacy, we did a track for Morgan. Remember Morgan from Track? Yeah. And you know, called Now's the Time. Stacy killed it, blew it out, man. It was really nice, man. But you know, it's one of those things, man, when you think back on those days and how it was, you know, picking through records, smelling vinyl, going, bringing them down, people bringing them down to the club, you going to find certain joints and setting up your doubles and triples or whatever you want to have.
Playing them in the club.
Playing them.
The fidelity of the vinyl, the crispness of it, you know, I mean, just the actual skill of the game as far as doing it. I don't condone anybody that uses controllers, laptops, or whatever. You play your box, you do what you see fit. I'm not condoning anybody for doing it, but you know, them crates was heavy back in the day.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying. Them crates wasn't nothing. Wasn't nothing pretty about them the milk crates. And then it went from milk crates, and if you was a little bit more of a savvier individual, you know, you go get your nice little steel record box. When I played a vinyl set in Europe, maybe about a year ago, I got off that train. I had to carry that record box, and the train was like way. I got at King Cross, and it's like it was in London when I got there, and they had the train all the way at the end. So I had to walk with that record box. Man, hurting.
Vinyl, no joke.
But I put some wheels on that thing.
I figured that out later on.
You thought about wheels later?
I found that out. I was sweating and leaking. I'm like, oh my God. And the platforms are long in London. I know you know.
Yeah.
They put me at the end of the train. It's like, yeah, you just got to go down this way. And I'm like, all the way down there? So then I realized they had like the little what's the name things, you know, you put a pound, put a pound in there. I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. All right, I'm good.
With the wheel,
it got scary because I didn't see any of them. There was none in sight. And, you know, I'm looking for one. I'm trying to find one. So I had to lug it. But it was cool because I brought my vinyl. It sounded good. Just, you know how, there's nothing like it. There's nothing like the sound and fidelity of vinyl.
Yeah.
I mean, I play my MP3s. I can play on the controllers. I can do all this stuff, but it's just the sound of that record on that needle, man. It's just...
It's a whole nother experience.
A whole nother ball
game. All right, we'll be going from old to new for a little bit. Stick around right here. I want to say thanks again for Gene Hunt, Mr. Gene Hunt, coming on.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Throwing down, definitely, brother. Anytime, you know that. And definitely keep listening to us more because Mr. Gene Hunt will be submitting new tracks to us, and you'll be hearing a lot of his new stuff. When we come back, you can be hearing our next guest, James Chesney, talking about one of his newest releases. So stick around right here. DaBooth312 for the hottest, the newest underground sound right here. The sounds of the underground. Go ahead, man. You want to say it?
Best sounds of the underground.
Ain't like mine, but it's cool.
Hey, I'm my own.
All right, guys. For the best sounds of the underground right here in the Booth 312, WIIT, 88.9 FM, theboothradio.com.
My son is a handsome young man, like a movie star. There's no limit to what he can do. I don't know why he would ruin himself with alcohol. When I think about the happy boy he used to be and how sad his life is now, it breaks my heart. I love him as much as I ever did, maybe more, but I don't understand why this is happening. My therapist recommended I go to Al-Anon family groups. He said Al-Anon members have lived through the same kinds of things that are happening to my family. I didn't want to go to Al-Anon, and I didn't want anyone to know how difficult it's been. But I'm glad I went. Is someone's drinking breaking your heart? You might be surprised at what you can learn in an Al-Anon family group from people just like you. Call 1-888-4-AL-ANON or go to alanon.org.
Reaching the World Entertainment presents The Booth. Check us out every Sunday on WIIT 88.9 FM in Chicago, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. Download that free app, tune in, and get the best sounds of the underground with The Booth. All right, welcome back, guys. So our next guest up here is James Chesney with Careless Records. What's going on, James?
Hey, nice to see you guys.
All right, man. Good to have you back. So what have you been doing since the last time you've been here?
Quite a lot, actually. We've been down.
Move up a little closer to the mic, man. Get a little closer personal with that.
Sorry. Oh, yeah. Just how we like it.
There you go, man.
Yeah, it's been a great start to the year for the label and myself as well. We've been down in Mexico. Myself and Vincent, we had a show down there in Playa del Carmen, Mexico, with a lot of us. I know, Ron, you played there last year, right?
Yeah, I was supposed to be there. Unfortunately, due to my injury last year and a lot of things happening, I couldn't make it. I felt really bad about that. Yeah. So I was supposed to be spinning too. So
yeah, Mexico was a great show there. And since coming back, we've just been hitting the studio, just cranking this music out. Really putting the time in and getting shows booked in all over around the city. And
well, that's good. I mean, what's your so now you have a new track, a new release that you're showcasing with us. What tell us a little bit about this track. What's behind this?
This track actually features a fellow Brit,
Courtney
Bennett, and she absolutely nailed the vocals. It was just a phenomenal job. It was just one of those tracks which just came together really nicely. Like, we just sent Courtney the track and let her have fun with it, and she sent it back to us, and it just worked really well.
It just came together?
Yeah.
Okay, what's the name of this track?
It's actually called Together With You. Yeah, it's out now. It came out 2 weeks ago. It's out on Spotify, everything, SoundCloud.
Together With You?
Together With You, correct.
All right, well, let's check that out right now, right here. Together With You by James Chesney off the Careless Records label.
Oh alone together with you, baby. I never knew that someone could have my heart the way that you do. No. I've never loved no one the way that I'm loving you. Love, 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 love. You got me thinking about how I will always be down, how I will always choose to spend my time with you, baby. I never thought I would find someone that I would call mine. When I'm looking now, all I can see is you. And though I know I'm good on my own, I'd rather be all alone. Together with you. Alone together with you, baby. Alone together with you, baby. Alone together with you, baby. Together with you. Alone together with you, baby. Alone together with you, baby. Alone together with you, baby. Alone together with you, baby.
Oh, yeah, that's Together With You, coming off the Careless Records album by James Chesney. Check it out now. James, where can they get that song?
You can find it on Beatport, YouTube, SoundCloud, Deezer, Spotify, and that's pretty much it. Pretty much anything, all the big streaming sites. But yeah, Spotify.
Don't share it, buy it. Come on, support, guys.
Yeah.
That's one of the biggest problems today, and that's one of the things we talk about, that too many people sharing the tracks. It's not supporting them by buying the track.
Yes.
You know, artists today, producers, I should say, more so, the only way they really can make the money today is actually by doing shows. It's not by making the music. They make the music because they love the music, and it's hard to actually make any money off it, because today's day and age, everyone's sharing the music. No more Napster. We've gone far and beyond that, but everyone's sharing this music, and nobody's making the money off it anymore. So when you guys actually do buy a song, you start finding out why a song costs $80, $90. It's because nobody's making money off it anymore. Everyone's sharing it. So they're going to have to split that cost somehow and make it up. So that's why when you go to see a show, you know, the prices now for shows are triple or sometimes quadruple the prices what they used to be, because there's no money being made in actually making music. So anytime an artist makes some music, there's a reason behind it. Their passion, their love is still in the game, and that's why they do it. We appreciate you always doing that, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, you guys at Careless Records definitely do a great job, and we love what you guys have to share and offer. And I'm going to be getting on your label's case because they need to send us some newer tracks. But that's another story.
They're working on it. That's been addressed. They're working on it.
Yeah, we definitely love to have your music. We do play it in our rotations here. And, you know, we definitely want to keep showcasing and helping you guys out.
100%.
Get that out.
Yeah.
So, again, we're happy for you to come out. So, you got the new track out. And how long has this one actually been out now?
That one's been out 2 weeks now.
2 weeks now?
It came out February 22nd.
So you should have been on this show 2 weeks ago. Why are you coming in now? I get it. We were booked up. There's nothing we could have done about it, but we were happy to get him on the show today. So just messing with James. Definitely, that's one of the things that we love, the relationships we have with these labels, especially our Chicago labels, but not just limiting to Chicago, but worldwide. We are happy to have the rapport we have with these labels, these artists, where we can showcase and get exclusives, as we did earlier today with Gene Hunt. You guys are going to get more exclusives here with Careless Records, and James Chesney will always keep you guys up to date. Don't forget to follow us, DaBoothRadio.com. That's DABOOTH radio.com, as we try to keep up to date with all the events and everything going on. You guys got to follow us there. Click on the little bell right there so you guys get pinged every time we're showcasing our shows or getting the new information. So what else is Careless Records doing? What do you guys got coming up soon?
So upcoming events, we've got the St. Patrick's Day. Two of our artists, myself and John Link, we're going to be at Berlin nightclub up in Boys Town. We're going to be there.
The day you're going to be Irish. Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody's Irish on St. Patty's Day.
Yeah, I'll be along there with DJ Alan Ray, Nick Nice, myself, and John Links. And then March 22nd, Chocolate Puma are coming to Chicago.
Yes.
And thankfully and gladfully, myself and John Links will be representing Careless Records. We'll be one of the opening DJs for that.
Nice.
At the Gold Room. That's March 22nd. And then 2 weeks after that, April 6th, we're back in the Gold Room as the Careless Records Takeover.
And isn't that with Gene Hunt going to be involved in that one?
I'm not sure. I think so.
I believe so. I'm kind of letting the cat out the bag. But
All
yeah.
right. Well, there you go.
Bite your tongue.
Yeah.
All right, so you're going to be playing in the Gold Room. When are you going to be playing in the Platinum Room, huh?
The Platinum Room? Oh, that's a few more weeks to go for that.
Oh, okay. Well, I know you definitely could do it, James. You've been doing a great job, so up to now, and I know there's a lot more for you to come, man. So definitely
Really
blessed to have you back here again, brother.
I'm glad to be back.
What can we expect from you today? Because you actually were able to throw down for us today. You're going to be giving another example of your expertise and what you can do. So what can we expect from you today?
Just more of the same music, which I keep on continue playing at shows, stuff which I've played over the last 6 months, and maybe a couple cheeky releases which I haven't shared with anyone yet.
All right, well.
If you've never heard this man play, trust me, you haven't been watching any of the videos I've been posting up on Facebook or Instagram of the rooftop parties, hint, hint, and hopefully they're coming back this summer. I hope we got that. That's still coming. So, I mean, if
I'm
you
excited. I'm hoping to be able to play on that too.
Oh yeah, I mean, the amazing view from that rooftop is amazing, and if you haven't seen the videos, you need to go on the page.
Is it amazing?
It's amazing. And go on my Facebook page or Instagram page. You'll see even on James too.
Yeah, well, what is
the videos for the rooftop parties that he's had up there. So
what's your page?
My page, it's DJ Ron Tinsley on Facebook and DJ Ron Tinsley on Instagram.
Okay, well there you go. Now we know what page to go to.
As well as James Chesney.
Yep.
So
there you go.
Without
guys.
further ado, we'll be getting James on the ones and twos to throw down for us. And if you haven't heard this guy play, like I said, you're in for a good treat.
All right, guys. Stick around right here for more jams, and you're going to be hearing James Chesney on down live. Right now, just keep following up with his tracks right here on DaBooth312, WIT 88.9 FM, and DaBoothRadio.com.
Hey, this is Ariana Grande.
What's up, everybody? I'm Bozzy. This is Calvin Harris.
This is Camila Cabello.
Hey, I'm Dua Lipa.
Hey guys, I'm Halsey.
Hey, what's up? It's Lau.
Hey everyone.
This is Selena.
It's Selena.
This is Shawn Mendes.
Hey, it's Taylor Swift.
This is Zed.
This is K-Joy.
This is Vincent R. What's up, guys? Twitch and Scratch. You're listening to Booth 312 on WIIT 88.9 FM in Chicago.
And this is Fresh.
Reaching the World Entertainment presents The Booth. Check us out every Sunday on WIIT 88.9 FM in Chicago, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. Download that free app, tune in, and get the best sounds of the underground with The Booth.
All they know is negativity. You act you like let no one regulate. Just be yourself and make the whole feel you. Don't have a care about what these people say. Cause all they know is negativity. You act you like let no one regulate. Just be yourself and make the whole world feel you.
Snapchat filter, Insta, Tinder, use Insta, Tinder, use Insta, Tinder, use Insta, Tinder, use Insta.
Fly
Underground. Dynamite. London Underground. Dynamite. London Underground. Dynamite. London Underground. Dynamite. 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 London Underground. You see a new scene emerging. You know, I always remember like the Arm and Van Helden tracks being big at that point. And then of course Todd Edwards. But man that influenced the whole game. When the whole garage thing started sort of happening, the middle room at Bagley's would be playing tunes like Why Don't You Tell Me, and the It's a London Thing track came out, the Double 99 tune, Gunman, with MJ Cole, ACC was crossing 2-step and back to the 4-4. London Underground. Dynamite. London Underground. Dynamite. London Underground. Dynamite. London Underground. Dynamite. 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 I can't do golden rings, but I'll give you everything. Magic is in the air, there ain't no science here, so come get your everything. I made no promises, I can't do golden rings, but I'll give you everything. Magic is in the air, there ain't no science here, so come get your everything.
Show you now what it is we got to be doing. And the music in the house is so soothing. I wanna dance the night away, you see. It's just a party, so now come with me. Take me away. Take me away.
James Chesney in the background, throwing down the ones and twos. Hopefully, you guys enjoying this show. All right, guys, we're about to wind it down again right here in the Booth 312. I want to say thank you again to Mr. Gene Hunt for coming out, sharing his newest entrepreneurial adventures.
Debuts.
The debuts, and his, definitely going to be throwing down a lot more. He'll be submitting a lot more tracks to us. So you guys definitely want to make sure you're tuning in to listen for those new tracks. Don't forget to follow him. And also James Chesney, again, who's throwing down, doing a great set for us. Make sure you follow James Chesney on YouTube, Facebook, Careless Records, and about a million other places.
Instagram, definitely.
Instagram, yeah. Definitely doing a great job, and can't wait to see him out there again. Man, it's been a long week. This week we're remembering a falling house legend, Ron Hardy. Mm-hmm. So for all you young folks out there that don't know who Ron Hardy is, follow us. Check us out on DaBooth312.com. We'll be submitting a lot more information about Ron Hardy. He passed much too early, and he was somewhat forgotten within the scene. So we're making sure that he is maybe gone but never forgotten, and letting you guys know who Ron Hardy is, who he was, and who will always be to us in the house music world.
Yeah.
So, all right, guys, I know they want to keep hearing this music. I know they want to keep hearing us. So I just want to say much love to all you guys. Thanks again for listening to us and following us. Don't forget, you can check us out here on 88.9 FM in Chicago and the Booth Radio on the web each and every Sunday. Go ahead.
Just want to say, if there's are some upcoming events this week involving myself, if you are in the Chicagoland area on Wednesday night, come over to Estate from 9 to 2. The Circle is going to be starting its Circle brand at Estate, hosted by Randall Dean, and yours truly with a host of other DJs. We're going to be playing there Wednesday night, and I believe there's no cover for that event, and that once again goes from 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. on Wednesday, March 6th. Then, a couple of days later, on Saturday, March 9th, yours truly hosting the first of many to come, the first of the Night Grooves parties, which is going to be at Xavier's Club on 4456 Southwestern. No cover for that as well. 2 big bars in there. Great sound system, plenty of room to dance. Parking's right on Western Avenue. Come on out and support. And I'm going to have DJs like House 13, Vincent R. from Careless Records, yours truly from DaBooth312, and David Britton. We're going to be throwing it down from 10 till 3 a.m. Once again, no cover for that. Come on out, support, enjoy the house music. It's going to be some great music, good drink specials in there at Xavier's. So those are 2 events right off the top of the ante for this week coming into this new month of March. So there's plenty other parties coming. We'll be posting them and talking about them here on the booth. So if you got nothing going on Wednesday, start partying with me on Wednesday at Estate.
All right. Also, if you guys want to know what other events are coming up, don't forget you go to theboothradio.com. Check out their events page, and we'll keep you up to date with all the hot events going on, not only in the Chicagoland area, but all over the world. So you definitely want to check that out. All right, guys, don't forget, keep the vibe alive, keep jamming, keep housing, and keep it going. Till next week, guys, we love you.
Peace.
Peace.
Slay dope, dope.
Hey, I thought you and the boys were doing some environmental cleanup thing today.
We are.
Well, it looks more like you're going fishing.
We are.
And that's how you're helping the environment?
Mm-hmm.
Fishing?
Uh-huh.
And that's the example you're setting for our children.
Yep.
Well, then I guess I'll go shopping to, save the rainforest or something.